The pandemic has caused more poverty to the people in need as the economy slows down and many lost their jobs. As part of the Care for Humanity program of the Iglesia Ni Cristo through the Felix Manalo Foundation, the church has extended to provide assistance in Red Deer and Alberta in Canada. Janina de la Paz Rufino from Canada files this story.
Red Deer is one of the largest cities in Alberta, located 90 minutes between Calgary and Edmonton along one of the busiest highways in Alberta. While the city sits on a beautiful rolling hills, the city has not been immune to the impact of the pandemic. And until now, some Central Albertans like Martha have seen their quality of life not change for the better.
Well, the big thing is the COVID. Since COVID happened, everything had just went down. My husband lost his job, so we live in a government housing right now.
And residents like Edward fighting to make ends meet.
There are a lot of people who are still struggling, even though our economy is slowly getting back together. There's a lot of people that are, do I pay gas? Do I pay my phone bill? Do I pay my rent? It's which one can I put off till next month?
All the current challenges of Central Albertans, and even with charities and government programs working to lessen the impact presented by COVID and provide daily living needs in Red Deer, challenges still arise in connecting people to the help they need. For residents and charitable groups in Red Deer, they would experience an event that would lessen those challenges. An event held at the Gary W. Harris Games Center as a continuation of the campaign to fight poverty and lessen suffering among people throughout Canada. And the Care for Humanity project made its timely arrival now to provide assistance in Alberta.
Canada do have a 4.9 million people who live in poverty. And here in Alberta alone, in Alberta region, based on report, there are 150,000 people who live in poverty. For example, in Edmonton, 1 out of 10 people lives in poverty. And when we speak of Calgarian people, there are 77,000 people who also live in poverty. Given those numbers, we can see that the executive minister of the church is right in conducting this Care for Humanity.
The fifth stop of the project Care for Humanity, the ongoing intensified humanitarian efforts of the Church of Christ through the Felix Manalo Foundation to help provide to those in dire need. And now it's here for residents in Red Deer and those traveling throughout Alberta.
I'm always struggling with groceries and things like that. And when you go to the food bank, it's always expired stuff. So I'm like, well, yeah, I'll go get a bag.
Bags filled with food and daily living items. As a matter of fact, 2,000 bags donated, and answering one of the concerns of the resident, putting food on the table.
Well, now I have something to cook tonight, so it is good. And that's a lot of help.
It is very important for everybody to have food, to make sure that people are not hungry. And it was so heartwarming to see all the care packages that were provided and how your church cares about others.
A timely answer to the concerns of residents in Red Deer and an exercise of true faith of Church of Christ members.
The one that was held here today in the province of Alberta is the latest one, but will certainly not be the last one. This is in obedience to the teachings and will of the Almighty God. Members of the Church of Christ are ready to unite and lend a helping hand to our fellow men.
Truly, it has been such a humbling experience to see how many people we were able to help. Our executive minister, Brother Eduardo V. Manalo, is striving to do all he can to make sure that those in need experience the love and care of God through the Church of Christ.
And this help did not extend only to residents, but to community groups and charities working hard also to help their community. Groups like Care for Newcomers, Catholic Social Services, the John Howard Society of Red Deer, and the Mustard Seed received monetary donations that would help in the numerous needs of the community.
And we want to thank the Church Executive Minister, Brother Eduardo Manalo, and also the President of the Felix Brother Lucerio y Santos to the forum for approving of this activity.
I didn't know what to expect when I got here, and I was just amazed by what Care for Humanity was for our community. Seeing all of those food bags and the gifts that are going out to the community, it was amazing. Beyond that, we have 4 charities in Red Deer who receive donations, and they do such important work.
There's always that spirit of generosity. So it just really intensifies that the Church of Christ, Iglesia Ni Cristo, does not just feed the soul through spiritual and through the evangelism, but also feeds not only the community, but also tries to make sure that poverty is out of the question. So there's always that generous help from the church, and so I saw that in this event.
The people of Canada are the recipient of this great love and concern of the executive minister. And also this is a manifestation of their great love and concern to the people and also to the government, knowing that the government showed their love and appreciation to the 108th anniversary of the Iglesia Ni Cristo and the 50th of the Church of Christ here in Canada by giving recognitions and proclamations for the church.
Even though this is the last stop for the Care for Humanity project in a series of destinations in bringing help to those in need, it isn't the final destination. As long as congregations throughout Canada continue to serve God, and especially members continue to exercise the true faith, it's never a question of when or where, but how much more care will be given. Janina De La Paz Trofino for Matana Agla International. Trusted, connected, on point.